Hi, welcome to the Vergas Show. I'm Sharon Hansen. Thanks for joining us today, and thank you, Sharon Ratz, longtime resident of Vergas, or lifetime whatever. You've been in Vergas as long as I've been in Vergas, for sure.
Well, welcome to our home.
Yeah, thank you for bringing us into your home. And oh, Sharon, you walk into your home, and there's one thing that comes to me immediately is you love your grandchildren.
Yeah, I do.
And who doesn't, right?
Right,
But you've got a really special way that you've shown that love for your grandchildren, and how special it is for the grandchildren to have that gift. And so I want to talk about the dolls that we see in the background here. How did you get started making dolls?
Well, I've always loved dolls, as you can see in the cabinets. Those are all bought-in ones. But I work at the Frazee Care Center, and some of the girls were talking about going to doll classes. And so they were looking for a few more people so that the class was full, and one gal said to me, "Do you like dolls?" And I go, "Oh, yes." And she said, "Well, would you be interested in coming?" So I said, "Well, I will come and just see what it's like." Well, when I went there, I just totally got hooked. And then, you know, one thing led to another. I made a doll just to see if I could do it.
Now, these are porcelain, right?
Yes,
so you
they're
make
porcelain.
The porcelain for,
and the porcelain, the dolls are, the first stage is done. They're poured, and they're sent to you like that. So we start with the pieces.
Oh, okay.
And it's the head, and then most of them have a breastplate, and then hands and legs, and the bodies are stuffed.
Okay.
So then we have to sand those down, and then we put the color into their cheeks, and you know, to make them look real. And then they get baked twice after we get them.
So they go into a kiln, and then they're fire dried. Okay.
Yes. And
so
then there was
you start the personalization of them.
And it's just unreal.
Tell me about the first ones. We have a picture here, and I just love this. As of course, you know, having been a Frazee graduate and a cheerleader, you know, you got the whole. Tell me how you got started on those first ones.
Well, the first one that I ever made was this little girl, and I figured I could do it. So then I started in more, and this boy was supposed to be one of the grandsons.
Okay.
But when I got it done, he just didn't look like it. So then I dressed him just in plain clothes, and I stood him in the corner, and then my sister, we had a fundraiser for her, and I thought, wouldn't that be fun to take him to the silent auction? So I did, and oh, that was fun. There was like 3 girls that spent 2 hours there bidding on them.
Oh, that is fun.
So,
you know, and dressed up like
and yes, and I knitted the sweaters and the caps, and I made her a little green felt skirt and put green shoelaces in their shoes, so they really made her pom-poms. And
well, you know, the details that you put into it are just very evident. And so tell me how then you got started with doing one for each of the grandchildren.
Well, some of the girls were making the dolls, just, you know, so they would pick out something that they liked and make it each one for a grandchild. So then I got to looking at the book, and I said, wouldn't it be fun to make one that you think looks like them? So you have, you know, probably 5 books with 100 pages in each one, and you know, but you do come upon something, and there's such a likeness. Okay. And then that's where I started, and so went really good. I made Isaac first, and of course Isaac wore his hair real down and straight cut, and when the kids here saw him, they go, "Oh my gosh, that looks just like him." And of course, that was such incentive for me, you know.
Well, of course it would be. And then did you, I mean, you obviously need to know your grandchildren well to be able to make a doll out of them, and so that's a plus right there. But did you look for certain clothes that they would wear and ideas that way too? That would just really...
Isaac, I knit him an Arctic Cat sweater because he was big in snowmobiles then, and he loved Arctic Cat. And both of the other boys, Ben is a big fisherman, so he got fish on his shirts. Sure. Casey, he loves deer, so he got deer on his shirts. Sure. And
then the girls, being able to do the curls or the color of their hair.
And then you get these, and you order a wig. You can order all these separate, so you can get the likeness there.
Oh, okay.
And so then we ordered wigs that match them. And also eye color, because we put the eyes in them.
Now, did the grandkids know that you were doing this? Did they pick up on it, and then were they starting to give you ideas of what they wanted you to do?
Yeah, after we got started, and they knew that we were doing it, that I was doing it, yeah. But Isaac, I think I had his probably done before.
Okay, and so from start to finish, Sharon, when you start a doll and when you finished it, how long would it take you per doll?
Well, I probably worked on one doll for like 3 or 4 classes.
Okay.
And we had classes like twice a week.
Sure.
Probably 3-4 hours.
Okay. Now, how many grandchildren do you have?
10.
10 grandchildren.
Yeah.
So you've got, now what is the idea on that? Are the grandkids thinking that they're going to be, is that their doll, you're going to give that to them?
That's what I told them. I was going to give them to them when I was tired of them.
And you haven't
Grandpa says the 12th and never.
Well, I mean, it's how cool it is just to have them, and it's like having your grandchildren here.
Yeah.
And so there's something.
The scariest thing of it all was I had 4 of them done, and then my instructor was packing and moving away.
Oh no.
And I said, you cannot go. I got 6 more babies to make, and you cannot leave. So what she did was, she said, you come extra time whenever you can, and just call me and come, and we'll help you do the stuffing and stuff, so you can, otherwise the other work you can do yourself. So I went through the catalogs and I ordered 6 of them at once.
Oh my goodness.
And then it was work, and she gave me 3 months and I had to have them done. But we made it.
Oh, that's wonderful. What do some of the grandkids say about them?
Oh, they like them.
They really, I bet they do.
They really do.
Have any of them said, no, Grandma, you didn't quite get that right?
Yeah. No, they don't complain too much about it. Casey, I had a hard time with dressing the boys, that's the hardest. And I didn't.
Well, girls are more fun to dress, yeah. I mean,
and they have little shorts on that I bought, but I wanted the tops to be. And I had a hard time with the boys dressing them, so then they have changed.
Okay.
Casey got his clothes changed.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
Yeah.
And so Sharon, you do these dolls. I was asking you, how long is it? You said you don't do dolls anymore.
No.
You got done with the grandkids.
When she left, then I was done, because I could never do it myself.
Maybe it's something you need to think about, being an instructor. I mean, as well as
I don't know.
You have to have the kiln and everything, so it's a lot of work.
It's expensive, to have all the equipment to make it with.
Right. And now, where did your passion for dolls come from? Did you have dolls as a child?
When I got a doll every year for Christmas, probably till I was 13 years old.
And so that never leaves a person, does it? No. That makes it really special.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really, really pleased that you were able to share the dolls, and we're going to be able to show each one of you. Let's name all your grandchildren. Go from top to bottom. Okay,
there's Isaac, and Lacey, and Ben, and Erica. And then there's Keisha, and Kaylee, and Casey, and Brianna, and Kelsey, and Katie.
Okay, and so that's all 10 of them.
I have 10 grandchildren, but I have 6 Ks.
6 Ks in
5 Ks. 5 Ks, I always say. When Grandma gets old and forgetful, that's going to just make life terrible.
Yes, it will. Well, you just have to say, the K one. You're going to hit one of them. Sharon, I know when you first did your dolls, too, I mean, the Country Woman featured you and came down, and so you have to understand what a unique thing this was that you did, and so that's pretty special.
And I got letters from people that read the articles.
Well, I don't think you want to completely leave that whole idea out there. Like, maybe there's some other people that end up wanting to do it. But thank you for sharing this story with us, and for sharing your dolls, and just being part of the Vergas community. I know you're a good supporter of the Vergas community, and that's really appreciated. Vergas is got a lot of great people, and you're just one of them. You and your family. So thank you very much, Sharon. And
you're welcome.
Have a good day in Vergas. Be sure and stop down. Lots of things are happening. We don't close up our doors when summer ends.
No.
It'll go all season long, and have a good day in Vergas.